On this episode of Unbillable, I'm hesitant to take vitamins unless I absolutely have to. We talk about Amber Guyger, compassion in the courtroom, a little sprinkle of the separation of church and state, and I'm so busy we gotta do it all in one take. You're watching Unbillable. Oh boy. You're harassing me, Luis. This is not acceptable. It's non-GMO vegetarian. I need that. So I've been told, it wasn't a medical recommendation. It's just a friend. Okay, so I was playing some tennis, and you know what? My Postmates is coming. This is great. What a great episode this is going to be, Luis. I'm going to be on my cell phone. My Postmate, his name is William. He's going to be here, right now. I eat healthy, too. Don't do that to me. See, that's my point. I eat healthy.
Do you eat vegetables?
Yes.
Daily?
Yeah.
You're a liar.
What do you mean I'm a liar? I have salads. Oh, what? He's back there yelling liar, too. My legs were tight. They were tight today, really tight. And I've been rubbing them like this most of the morning. And it's hard to do work when you're rubbing your legs with both hands most of the morning. So, but, am I going to play at 5:30 today? You know I am. So, I'm not that injured. I should no brand recognition today because it's not Chipotle. I'm going to give free ads to Chipotle. I don't resist the fact that I'm aging, but I don't want to take a daily vitamin. That's what this really boils down to. I think I eat healthy enough. Yeah, there's some croutons in here. Chicken salads, though? Come on, chicken salads? Water? It wasn't that long ago that I was having burgers and cola. Let's be honest. I was having burgers and Coke. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, definitely. I was having burgers and Coke, on the regular. Fries, occasionally. Okay, fine. Most of the time, almost always. All right? And I was fine. I was fine. The preservatives were preserving me. Now, I'm eating healthier. Everything's falling apart. No, that's almost certainly not true. But I guess, as you start to, take better care of yourself, then you have other kind of things that break down on you. But I would rather have tight calves than a heart attack. Definitely. And you have things to live for Pete's sake. This is how you know you're old, is you say things like that. I have things to live for as I pour dressing on my salad. I'm 300 officially, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're happy. No, but I guess whatever, it's part of the deal. All right, so let's get into the law part. Hopefully Luis will edit that out so it's not really this long of me talking about nothing. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, and 1. 3, 2, and 1. This will make a great transition because I don't like to generally talk that much about things in the legal system that I don't agree with because let's just say there's already enough hating going on of the legal system as it is. I don't need to dogpile on by, saying how O.J. Simpson, that was so unfair, or, whatever, or, pick your favorite, Casey Anthony, whatever. Celebrity trial. But much like not all my meals are chicken salads, occasionally I eat pizza and, things that are bad for me, let's just say. The legal system doesn't always produce fantastic results. It always doesn't go the way you want it to go. It's not always healthy chicken salads. Occasionally, you get a little mishap, right? And so, I think there's plenty of that dog piling on. But I'm going to take a minute and talk about this Amber Guyger case. If you don't know what I'm talking about, she was a Dallas police officer who, let's make a little bit less detailed, longer story shorter by saying she's a Dallas police officer who came home after work, entered the wrong apartment. I think she was a fifth floor, I don't know exactly, a fifth floor story apartment, and she entered on the fourth floor. She went into the unit directly beneath hers. Of course, someone else had lived there. She pulls her gun out and ends up shooting and killing the tenant inside that apartment. There are tons of racial overtones because the tenant was a African-American male and she is a white female. There's also a lot of issues with whether she provided proper life-saving treatment after the shooting. Needless to say, it seems like total disaster. Total and complete disaster. Remember when you were a kid and you said accidents happen? The difference is accidents happened is an answer for when you spill the milk at the table at the restaurant and now you have to clean it up. That's accidents happen. Accidents happen is when you trip and fall in like dirt and mud when you're going somewhere nice and you ruin your nice clothes. That's accidents happen. Pulling your revolver and shooting someone and killing them is a little too severe for accidents happen, and so that's what we have the legal system and the criminal justice system for. I don't do criminal law. I want to make that abundantly clear. In my earliest of days, I started in the district attorney's office, but it wasn't for me. Let's just say that's the easiest way to put it. I didn't enjoy prosecuting crimes, and so I left that behind very, very early. Very, very early. And I do business and real estate law. But going back to Guyger, the point being, she was recently convicted of a crime associated with killing the person in the apartment and was sentenced to 10 years. One of the relatives, the brother of the victim, during his impact statement, chose to basically forgive. He wanted to release the pain from his heart, which is something I think most of us would find like mature, commendable, things like that. And he decided or asked if he could give the defendant a hug. And this is pretty much unprecedented, right? Legal matters are real life, though, right? These are real people's real life going on. And so the judge allowed it. But I guess what became more of a concern is after the hearing, after the sentencing was complete, the judge herself came down and gave the defendant a hug. And I mean, that's questionable, because I think most people would say, how often does a defendant get a hug from the judge? And the answer is probably like almost never. Almost never. And then the judge handed the defendant a Bible and told her to like give herself to God to like find some peace while she was serving her time. So I'll start by saying, when the judge comes down to give a hug, I actually like, every case needs to be treated differently. When I said, like, how often do you have a judge come down and hug the defendant? How often do you have a police officer as a defendant who was thinking they were going in their apartment and accidentally went in the wrong apartment and shot someone? I mean, if you believe it's an accident, of course, a lot of people that don't necessarily think it's an accident, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume it was an accident as the defense has claimed. It's a unique scenario. It's a unique situation. You know, throughout the entire thing, it's my understanding that she has had nothing but remorse for what's taken place and apologized for what's gone on. And again, some people don't believe that, but let's just take her at her word and assume that it's true. I don't really have a problem with the court showing compassion. In fact, I think that more often the court should show some compassion. It's not just like the occasion where it's a defendant that's a police officer that we should show compassion, right? There's other situations where the court should be showing compassion, other arenas and areas where the court should be showing compassion. Yet, when it comes to the sentencing, we generally don't want the compassion to be there. So when I say that, I mean, I think of like that Stanford, and again, I don't know how many of you know about this case, but there was a Stanford student involved in a rape case, and I don't remember exactly what his punishment was, but let's just say it was lenient. It was very lenient because he was like a Stanford student and not a threat to society, even though he had raped a co-ed at his school. He was convicted of the rape, but again, the punishment wasn't very strong. And in this situation, 10 years, I think most people, let's just say before we started filming this, I kind of turned to Luis and said, if you and I walked into the wrong apartment and shot and killed the person that lived there, we would get a longer sentence. That's true. We're also not Dallas police officers, and I don't want to say that to say like police officers get special treatment, but they have dedicated their lives to protecting the rest of us. So I think in the situation where something goes wrong, they're given the benefit of the doubt, and I'm generally okay with that. I'm generally okay with that. When I say generally, the system still must be fair. We all need to be treated equally. I'm saying that we should bring that compassion to the everyday person, not take it away from the police officers. Do you see what I'm saying? The part that I have a real problem with, however, is the Bible. We have a separation of church and state in America, like it or not, right? The church is not the state, and when you're the judge, you are the state. You, the judge, are acting as the state of California. So when you, the judge, hand that Bible to the defendant, it's the state handing a religious document. And I think that's a problem. And actually, it's my understanding there's a little investigation, judicial investigation going on into that misconduct. Again, I'd probably be lenient in any kind of punishment or judgment on the judge itself, because a unique situation, emotions run high, you know, people are who they are. And in this vlog in particular, and even the fact that it's very existence, I encourage people to be exactly who they are. Be who you are in whatever you do, no matter what field that you're in. You should be who you are, much like, hey, I'm an attorney, look at me eating chicken salads on a vlog talking about like legal matters. Be who you are. And so if that's who you are, it's hard to separate the two, but when you take that oath to be a judge, when you accept a position as being part of the state, you know that's what comes with it, right? For example, I wonder if I got appointed a judge, if I could keep the vlog rolling the way that I do. I mean, it would be an interesting scenario. If the state said I couldn't, that would be the final answer, though. It wouldn't like it wouldn't allow me to kind of secretly continue to do it. So I guess this is a lot of me coming back to a central point to say, when I look at that case and scenario and I look at the punishment, sure, I do believe that she has received a lighter punishment, but I understand why it was lighter. I do understand the hug that she was given from the judge, but rather than be upset about that hug being given, I'm upset that more hugs aren't being given. I think the criminal justice system has been caught up a little bit in things like mandatory sentences and not allowing for there to be a level of understanding or compassion that comes from the court. I think these judges have earned their position as judges, even the ones that rule against me, and so therefore we should respect their decisions and give them some leeway to make decisions accordingly. I like there to be judicial discretion. Oh my God, I can already hear this being used against me later. But I kind of do like it as opposed to strict rules bitten by the statute. And if you like this episode, hit the like button. And of course, if you want to watch another episode, like see what we're talking about, the new rental caps, the new rent control laws that have been adopted by the state of California, you can click right there. But first, subscribe by clicking over there, and we'll see you on another episode of Unbillable.